This is lick number 1, G7 rock. It's a combination of bebop and blues, and we swing pretty hard on that. So you can listen to where the syncopation is on the notes. Let's hear that. So, Mike, show everybody how you play this.
I will do my best. So I picked that kind of position and that fingering just because it seemed convenient for the whole line, for me. Different people have different ways of playing stuff. But for me, and I'm trying to get it to flow like Bill would play it on the saxophone, kind of like with...
So you syncopate the notes.
Yeah, and I try to get them as smooth. One other thing that I hear Bill play all the time, and this is true with all these lines that we're playing, is that not every syllable of every line is accented the same. It's not like that. It's like the way we talk. When we talk, we don't go, "Hello, how are you? I'm R2D2." You talk kind of, and some syllables are swallowed, some are ghosted almost.
And that gives it the color.
It gives it the color and the flow and more,
And the personality.
I think more of a personality, exactly. So I try to do that on the guitar. I pick every note, but I try to pick them not so even, and so that it kind of swings harder. And some people do it with more slurs or more bends, or you can do that too. I could probably do that if I had more time to work with this line first. That's just a part of it.
Yeah, and we don't talk in monotone. We talk in ups and downs with different dynamics, and that's what we're doing on all these lines. Boo doo da doo da doo doo da dee da. You sing it through your instrument. You know, the saxophone is more like a human voice. We blow air through the instrument, and we sit and we press keys down. And on a guitar, it's a stringed instrument. So we're all trying to get the personality out of the instrument that we're playing. And I stress personality. When Mike plays, he's playing it with a lot of bends, a lot of personality with blues and jazz. That's what we're getting out of these lines.
And for me, I'm trying to play. I listen to a lot of saxophone. I think it's a kind of a cool way to get some different stuff on an instrument, to listen to a different instrument than what you play. And Bill also plays piano, so he gets a lot of stuff from piano also on the saxophone, and vice versa. But mainly on the saxophone, he kind of grafts different ideas from the piano onto the saxophone. So he's got a whole bunch of cool vocabulary. But when I listen to Bill play as a saxophone player, it's a very vocal, obviously, because he's playing with air. It's a very vocal kind of sound, which is what I try to do. Sometimes the way I process my sound, sometimes, and basically the way I play is kind of trying to get a kind of a vocal sound. And sometimes I'm even singing along and trying to sing while I'm playing the line.
Yeah, and you can hold a note. That's the great thing about a guitar. You can hold a note forever. We're blowing air, so we can't. So it's a different thing on a wind instrument. And so that's the great correlation between a guitar and a saxophone. I can hear things that he'll play that'll influence me, and he can hear things from me or other saxophone players that influence him. And that continues to allow us to grow and add personality and color to what we're doing. You know, we're not just going to play one line one way all the time. Every time we hear something, we can play it differently, and then that adds to what we do. Like, we can play just the first bar a number of different ways.
Right.
Because you can go boo doo do do boo doo dut, or you can go boo doo do 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 dut. There's a million different ways of doing it, and that's important to always try to put variation in what you're doing, because the more you do that, the more interesting you're going to sound, and that's what you're trying to do in the first place, is be interesting.